Hey guys, have you been? What are you up to? Sounds good. Good. All right. So, having a good day. Still conserving. And okay, I ate meat yesterday because there was basically nothing else. But that's the last time. Because fuck that shit. Um. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, I'm still conserving. Oh, and I'm about to go on a manifestation journey. These are always fun, and they usually like pan out into something. So my goal is to manifest, I don't know, a different lifestyle. So I'll be doing that while I'm also doing this. And cultivation, because manifestation, it's more like a passive thing you do like all day for me, right? Um, yeah. So let's get into it. Day 11, healing. Those are the titles I like. Fire cools. Water seeks its own level. That's the poem in its entirety. So, yeah, time heals all wounds, I guess. That's been very true in my life. Yeah, things get better in time. It's hard to hold on to an emotion for a long time. It's not impossible. Like if you have a grudge, yeah, you can nurse it for years. I am very prone to like holding grudges. But fortunately, I'm at the point where, dude, it's just too much fucking energy wastage. Just thinking about someone you dislike is too much energy. It's so much easier just to do something good for yourself, to like spoil yourself or something. Watch a fun movie or something to cheer yourself up, than it is to think about like pieces of shit. Pardon my language. All right. It's just, would you rather spend your energy um, making yourself feel good or feel bad? The choice seems kind of obvious to me. Anyway, so that's where I am right now. But anyway, no matter how extreme a situation is, it will change. All things change, change being the only constant. It cannot continue forever. Thus, a great forest fire is always destined to burn itself out. A turbulent sea will become calmer. Natural events balance themselves out by seeking their opposites, and this process of balance is at the heart of all healing. Oh, I never thought of it like that. It's not like, it's not a matter, well, according to the author, it's not necessarily a matter of um, attachments fading over time. It's more like whatever emotion you're experiencing will seek its opposite, or whatever event you've been concentrating on will naturally seek its opposite, and that will balance it out over time. That's interesting. Is that how I've experienced things? I don't know. For me, I just feel it like a gradual loss of interest, you know. But this is very, very curious. The process of balancing is at the heart of all healing. Okay. It's very Taoist. Yin and yang, huh? This process takes time. If an event is not great, the balancing required is slight. If the event is momentous, then it may take days, years, even lifetimes, interesting, for things to return to an even keel. I wasn't aware that, I guess, Taoists believe in reincarnation. We do, Buddhists do, uh, Hindus. do. Mm, hmm. I don't know why I never. I thought the reincarnation of like the great cycle. It isn't really like reincarnation. Like you're one instance of awareness that goes through different bodies in order to like gain deeper insight. I thought it was more like when you die, you're recycled into the Tao, and whatever emerges out of that isn't necessarily karmically bound to whatever came before. I don't know. I'll look it up and I'll get back to you guys tomorrow. Actually, without these slight imbalances, there could be no movement in life. It goes back to what we were talking about yesterday. Destruction is necessary for creation, right? It is being off balance that keeps life changing. Total centering, total balance would be stasis. Would be stasis. Total centering, total balance would be stasis. I don't know if that is true, right? Because when in Qigong, as an example, not Neigong, but in Qigong, you try to bring yin and yang in your body at a balanced state, right? Now, we're not talking about equilibrium where they're like perfectly equal amounts everywhere. No, it's more like harmonious coexistence, right? So biologically, when we talk about the equilibrium, that means death, right? When your cell is at equilibrium, the process of life creates an imbalance, in your sodium channels, potassium, whatever. There's always an imbalance. But in, like I was saying, in Qigong, you try to bring Qi into harmonious coexistence. In Neigong, when you're accumulating Qi in your lower dantian, um, it needs to be. There's so many different schools of thought surrounding this. The balance, there needs to be an equal proportion of both yang and yin Qi. Okay. Um, I don't know. Let me think. I'll think about that. Total centering, total balance would only be stasis. All life is continual destruction and healing over and over again. Isn't that such an interesting point of view? All of life is just trauma and healing. You get traumatized, you heal, you go back to the same thing. And that's the process of of learning about reality, right? Huh. That is very interesting. I've never thought of that. I like this. I've learned a lot from this page. That is why, even in the midst of extreme situations, the wise are patient. Whether the situation is illness, calamity, or their own anger, they know that healing will follow upheaval. I'm going to keep that in mind for sure. You know, it ties well into yesterday's topic of disaster. I feel like maybe the author went through something on the 10th day. By the 11th day, he was already thinking about healing. I won't sneak peek into what the 12th page says, but I like the fact that these pages don't just exist on their own, even though you could just extract them, right? But the everything in this book seems to tie into what was already said. So it's like building a foundation. And I really like this way of learning about the Tao. It's a practical living as a Taoist. And even after this book, I'd like to explore Taoism further, you know. The same way I've explored Buddhism. Yeah, good stuff. So that was it for today. Hope you're doing well. I hope you win the battle of the day, whatever it may be. Take care.